I'm CT. When I'm not busy being Arroe, the podcaster, I live in the real world. I mean, everybody has to have a job, right? Mine just happens to be C.S. Customer Service. You know, solutions, relationships, while keeping my team motivated and pumped up to keep a constant connection with each and every person who has chosen to step into our location. Episode number 134, Strange Man, Our Name Tag. No call, no show, and Theft Fest returns. This is C.T.C.S.
Wow, I didn't think I was going to get to do this. I'm at a greenway and to do my transition walk. You know, those things are so important, especially since the past couple of days have been a little mentally abusive. But, you know, you got to get the transition walk in, people. Find your way, find your space, ask yourself some questions, question the answers, and let nature nurture you. So we'll be going into CS with a clearer mind, but I can't give you a movie review. We had a non-disclosure. Can't talk about it, man. So the thing now is just prepare ourselves for what's to be one of 3 days. Every now and then, I can't even find my candy-coated plastic bathroom mirror smile, even when you're faking it. It's amazing. I mean, people are so used to, you know, catching my positive energy, even though it could be negative energy that I've learned how to turn into positive energy. Can't even find that today, and I really don't know why. A gigantic roll of silver wrapping paper. It's damaged, and so I wanted to run a test today. How many people were going to touch the wrapping paper without taking it back to the damaged area? 7 people within 45 minutes touched it, but they never took it back. It's what I do. I'm the put-back king. So we can't have green baskets on one part of the store anymore.
No, a customer in another store fell over our basket holder because all they are is a rail of thin metal. So they're pretty much invisible when they're empty. And I'm assuming a lawsuit was threatened or something, but
so we have people on our registers that like to put them up on the floor. And I did that forever and a day.
I did that the other day because I saw that and I thought maybe that's what they're doing.
We presently have somebody in the store right now that is wearing one of our store badges, a name tag, but the attire that they're dressed up in has nothing to do with our store. So we're pretty suspicious as to what this person is doing. He keeps returning to the restroom. And we're following him, but we don't want to over-engage because that can get somebody, you know, fired up and can, you know, if they're here to do, you know, say like a secret watch on us, we don't want them to think that, you know, we're going to make them or put them in a situation that's going to make them nervous. Pretty suspicious guy in the store. The guy that has a name tag, but he's not wearing the store attire.
Right.
Found out what he's doing.
He is doing what?
He's working for Red Bull, and he's taking pictures of every single place that we make Red Bull available. And he's doing all this research on where it's on the shelf, where it's at inside the coolers. Yeah.
Don't they do that before they place it on the shelf?
I don't know. You know, it's one of those
Red
things.
Bull's been around for, 30 years?
Yeah, but I mean, maybe it's just a marketing campaign to find out why everybody else is starting to outsell Red Bull.
Because there's way more competition than Red Bull.
Oh, my God. Yeah, you do that Celsius or whatever it is.
Celsius, NOS, that C4 shit that's coming out.
Oh, my God. I've had that. Except I did it in powder form.
Yeah.
Worst thing I ever did.
Yeah.
And then I taught that night.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, my God.
You're on
and when you
speed.
get like with a bunch of future broadcasters and you're jacked up like that, they're dead. I'm alive, you know?
Yep.
Uh-oh, trouble in the front of the store. That's where the ice machine is. That baby sounds like it's a big, gigantic jet engine, and you reach in there to touch the ice. It's not so frozen cold. I don't know if we need to do this, lose the ice machine before we head into a brand new weekend, but right now this machine is loud. Whatever isn't compressing isn't compressing. One of the new perks or benefits that we've got in having insurance through the company is that they get us free physical therapy. And you talk directly with a physical therapist about different things that hurt. And when they hurt, how can we take in the pain, heal the pain, escape from the pain without taking the drugs or going a different route. But I mean, it's so cool. I mean, they're offering us these physical therapists, and it really is helping the mind, body, and soul. Transition walk, day number 2 out of 3. Wow, what a day in the podcast studio. We did some camping this past week, and I had a movie premiere yesterday. But you know what? When it comes to podcasting, modern day technology keeps you so close to where the interviews are. So I had 9 interviews that I needed to get off the Zoom, and put in that computer, get those babies edited, get them up on a podcast that I do called Like It's Live, it's still working. Even though you're taking days off away from the essential CS job. When it comes to podcasting, it's 24/7, baby. And you can't sit around wondering, does anybody know what I do? Even I don't know what I do. I don't know if it's a lack of sunshine outside on a spring day, but it's freezing like hell, or if it's just that it's a Friday and the staff here just isn't in the mood to be nice to each other. But you walk into this and it's like the weight of the world is now on your shoulders, and you've got to figure out a way to get around this. I mean, yesterday I was kind of cranky. Maybe this is still my crankiness still being left over, and everybody else kind of picked up on it like some sort of disease. Prom season.
Oh my God, don't.
How many corsages?
I've already made 1, 2, 3. I've made 4 boutonnieres, and there's still about 5 of each left to make for tomorrow.
Wow. And the prom is tomorrow night?
Yeah, tomorrow night. So tomorrow's like Charlotte Catholic, some JT school.
Yeah.
Some other surrounding areas, but then Myers Park, that's usually our biggest one, is May 11th. So
yeah,
definitely looking forward to that.
Right. You've always talked about how the holidays such as Mother's Day and Easter and stuff like that is evil to you guys. Christmas. What about when the prom season happens?
You know, that's just as bad, especially when customers come in last minute. Like, hey, I know it's last minute. I know what you want. Yeah. Unfortunately, we can't turn them away, but we have certain critiques. So if you can't pick up after 2:30, then we can't do it because we always have enough to do in the morning.
So with the corsages, do they get to pick the colors of the flowers?
They get to pick the color of the rose. They get to pick the color of the ribbon. Yeah. Wow. And sometimes they want a different flower, but they don't last as long as the roses do. That's why we use them. Yeah. So we have to tell them that if you want another flower, we're not sure it's going to last you that long. Average price for a corsage this year? $30. Yeah, and for Mother's Day it'll go back up. Roses get so much more expensive. During Valentine's Day they go up to $39.99. Wow. Yep. Too much. Way too much. We're just going to McDonald's instead. As a manager, how do you handle it when people don't call, or when they do call, it's usually 5 or 6 hours after they were supposed to be here?
It's usually a case by case, depending on the person. So if it's someone that never calls out, and it's an exception, then I understand. But this guy went from coming in on time all the time to 5 minutes late, to 10 minutes late, to 20 minutes late consistently. And today he calls me back 8, 9, 10 hours after his shift is supposed to start at 3 p.m. to tell me that he just now woke up. Jesus. Sick.
Attention shoppers, we have a very special birthday in the house! Deshaun, happy birthday. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Deshaun. Happy birthday to you.
Were you shocked?
Yeah.
Yeah. You gonna go to a movie tonight? What are you doing? What are you gonna do tonight for your birthday?
On to my darling. Go to sleep. Go to Florida one day.
All right, happy birthday, man. So about $400 worth of soap just went out the door.
Shut up.
No, it did.
Where?
It did. And I was right there, right in front of them. And I said, what are you doing? And then they go, we paid for this. I said, you paid for that. And they go, yeah.
Are they out in the parking lot?
They're long gone.
Was it bars of soap?
No, it was a Tide.
Fucking A.
Yeah. And we're hit a second time. Oh, God. This time around, it's a gentleman with a gigantic backpack. I just wish that we would just stop these people from getting to wear their backpacks inside the store. He grabbed a bunch of wine, grabbed a ton of frozen food, and some steaks, and really there's nothing we can do. And if I go up and I start talking to him, the only thing I can do is engage in a conversation. I can't, ask them, let me see what's inside. But, man, it really kills your morale. I think in the 4 years that I've been with this company, that was the most attention I've ever been. I mean, there was like 3 big thefts in a row, and that third one really got out of hand.
Well, I thought, in hindsight, I think we're all lucky none of us got hurt. That was the stupidest thing I've seen an employee do. Yeah. So we're all frustrated. We're all pissed off. You saw 3 thefts today. I've seen 5. And we're all pissed off because we don't have security anymore. And we're all tired of working our asses off for these expensive-ass groceries. And these people come in and steal hundreds of dollars worth and get away with it clean. Mm-hmm. And then one of our associates chooses to block her a thief exit with a shopping cart and all hell broke loose.
Yeah.
And she's screaming on the front end. We just had this happen a few days ago with another associate.
Yeah.
So there's rumors on social media. There's all kinds of shit on that.
Transition walk. No, not really. We're on the road. We have a performance in about 2 hours. We had to cross the big bridge to get across the lake. We're probably about maybe 20 minutes away from the stage itself. There's a reason why I don't do early morning grocery store crap. I mean, it's like getting up as early as we did to have everything packed up and stuff is just a cold reminder of what you don't want to do in life, and that is that I want to go into it, being motivated and everything, but I mean, but we got a performance, and it's an early one today, so positive, right? Positive? Yeah. But I love that stage. It's been a while. Transition walk, day number 3 out of 3. I don't know if you can hear it, but on this transition walk today through this forest in South Charlotte, there's like a humming sound that I'm not used to. My neighbor yesterday said that the cicadas have woken up. Every 13 years, the cicadas come back. And this is kind of a different sound. I've noticed a lot of dead bugs on the ground. Ugly. But they've woken up. The cicadas. Now the goal is that how do you turn that into a lesson to learn and then share it? How do you move it into an angle of, taking that step in CS? What's woken up in someone's life that could be as ugly as a cicada, but it's going to be beautiful to your day? Kicking things off today, a little serious. It's really been underneath my skin for the past couple of days since the last time I was here, all the different thefts and things that we had to endure without security. So I called the parent company, the HR, and asked to talk with them because I really want to know if there's any type of program so we can talk it out. And I mean, nobody else feels like that there's a situation, and the problem is that's it right there. They don't want to talk it out. One of the things my mother used to plant inside of our heads when we were kids, don't ever talk about politics and don't ever bring up the subject of religion when you're around people. And today's one of those days where everybody has an opinion about the political world. And so I try to do everything humanly possible to make sure that I do not react, because if I'm not on their side, we live in a day and age where suddenly you better be on their side or they're going to really kind of start firing back at you. But, don't bring up your political stuff with me, man, because I'm not going to talk about it.
This is a new one for me.
Okay.
My manager sees a woman with her own bags, and she's in produce. She's loading them up, and she walks out. And all of us are like, we don't know if she stole it. She could have been Instacart. And my boss goes, no, I'm pretty sure she stole it. So we all go out front. We watch her go to her car. We all pick up our phones and pretend to be on our phones. She grabs 2 bags, puts them in her trunk. She's got 2 more in her cart. So she makes a decision. She leaves the cart. Well, a customer sees the cart and brings it over to her. And she's already shut her trunk, and so you can see on her face, oh shit. And she's looking at all of us, and she looks back at that cart. She reopens her trunk, puts the other 2 bags in, turns back around, sees me and the other 2 store managers watching her on our phones, opens her trunk, takes the bags out of her trunk, puts them back in the shopping cart, puts it back in the cart corral, and gets in her car and drives off. Wow. I've never seen that in my life. So she must be new, right? So it must be her first rodeo stealing. Guess what kind of car she got in? A fucking Mercedes.
Of course she did.
God. Yeah. That's a new one, man. I've never seen them just put it back and run off.
There you have it, another edition of C.T.C.S. It's almost like that episode of Star Wars. There's nothing going on here. Just keep moving forward. It's fun. It's exciting. And I challenge you to do your own podcast. It's time for these businesses to communicate at the levels that we are. Go through the experiences. Share your ups and downs, your twists, your spins, your stumbles, your victories, and more importantly, the challenges that keep you to that point where you just want to walk away, but you don't. And that's the inspiration that so many others need. They want to hear how you made it through your storm. I'll see you next week.